I have another video that shows how to remove and replace the bobbin. I will link it for that video. But this video, this is the spring that holds the bobbin case in place. If you manage to pull it all the way out, there's no problem, don't worry. You see you have this leg, I'll call it a leg. So it sits like this, short at the top, long at the bottom, and it sits this way. And this leg, you notice it has a small flat side at the tip, has to slide into this channel on top over this screw. If you look right at the bottom, you'll notice there is another piece of metal. That's another spring that sits on top of this channel. Your tip here has to slide in between that top piece and the channel. So that tip here would slide underneath that top piece. So it has to grab underneath that top piece and slide on this channel all the way to the end of the channel. So the way you want to insert that thing is by filling, because you won't see that black top piece. Insert it maybe at 45 degrees. Again, you insert it past this screw, but inside this channel at about 45 degrees, maybe 30 degrees. Slide it to the right. Yeah, maybe lower it a little bit, slide it to the right, and at some point you will feel it doesn't advance anymore. Then keep it at 30 degrees and just push on it. Maybe wiggle it a little bit, but it has, I think you could hear that sound. It has to slide underneath that top piece that's over the channel. That piece also, it's a spring, so it just has to slide on it, underneath it, and then push, keep pushing. Notice that this tab here has to slide underneath the chassis. Sometimes it bumps onto the chassis and it won't advance, but it has to slide underneath the chassis. And this is how it's fully seated. The screw comes onto, there is this kind of there's this kind of a groove here, and that screw must just fit inside fully on that groove. And then you have also the case for the bobbin, and that's the secure position. And may I suggest perhaps adding a little bit of grease at the tip here on both sides of the tip, because you tell by the shiny place, shiny scratch, that's how it goes underneath that spring on the other side. Maybe add grease on both sides of it. So let's just try it again. Maybe 30 degrees. And you see, maybe a smaller angle will make it slide under. You cannot really, if it doesn't slide underneath that that top piece, it will just go like this in there, and this obviously is not the correct way. Make sure you engage it here in the channel correctly, and about at this position, it's like parallel to the dog feet. In this position, you start pushing on that top piece, and should slide by itself underneath that top piece spring that keeps it tight in place.